There are stories that connect us to ourselves and to each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. Now, exclusively on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, your hosts, AJ and Natalie.
Hello, Wanderers. It is Wednesday night, and I am AJ.
And I am Natalie.
And we're here to Soul Wander with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yay for that. Hi, Natalie.
Wonderful Wednesday. Hi, AJ.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Just today.
Okay.
Just this moment.
Yay for Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's just ad lib.
Yeah. How did we get on here anyway? Just winging it.
Just winging it. That's right.
We're just winging it. We're just here to hang out with all of you. And as you wander in to the chat rooms, we will share that Soul Wanderings is heard on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. And that would be kgradb.com. So wander over there if you're not already there listening to us live tonight. And you can find our archives as well as all the other shows that are hosted here on the station. And we are live on Facebook and Rumble under KGRA Digital Broadcasting right now. So pile in. Get cozy with us tonight. It's going to be fun. We are going to open up the phone lines. As we shared with you last week, a good friend of ours is going to be joining us, and he will be offering some readings with his new symbolic intuition cards. I'm really excited about that. We played with them last week, and this week, the creator will be here to share them with you. And we'll open those lines for you to have an opportunity to have a reading yourself. Whoa, I can tell my mic is far away. I'm going to move it a little closer. How about that? That's better. How's your week been, Miss Natalie?
Oh, it's been lovely. I've actually had kind of a couple of big experiences yesterday, and it's a reminder that we've talked a few times about that. Mm-hmm. Work, doing the work or cleaning up. And I have just been in my own personal world, doing some of my own personal work, trying to clear, clear my energy field, because I struggle with clearing my physical place in a couple of ways. So I've been like tapping into this other energy work that I do, or body work, and it's been nice. I feel the shift. And it's really it just continues to just amaze me how like deep you can get into living your life, and how eliminate resistance and various ways, as well as the ability to tap into what other people's gifts are. Like there really is something wonderful about when you connect with someone that has particular gifts. And healers, there's a lot of healers in the world. We have quite a few different people on the show that can do that. And then just to honor and trust people to do what they do, and be able to show up to do what you do, and understand we all have a role to play.
Isn't it neat?
Been some of my ponderings or wonderings this last few days is like, just we all have a role, and just really good. Focus on your role, appreciate other people's roles, even if it's one that you're like, oh, like their role.
Sometimes I don't like my role, but I understand the assignment.
There's
So I'm here.
You keep going back to that. We've heard over the different shows of how you've had that near-death experience, and you had some instruction in that. And there's some days where you're like, no, really, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's true. Like, why did you choose me to do this?
Right. Like my previous self must have known that I could do this, but really?
What?
I didn't know it would be this hard
Yeah.
or this wonderful. Sometimes it can be really wonderful.
Oh, it's mostly wonderful, even when it is hard, right?
Yeah.
I think if you know what it is that you're called to do, even if it's not through an NDE like mine was, but just as a gut feeling or um, you know, like in your heart of hearts, what your mission is here. Knowing is a big responsibility, and I think it adds a little bit of extra unnecessary pressure in a way, right? Because you want to show up a certain way
Right.
instead of allowing yourself just to be you because that was the role you were given because of who you are.
Right. So that's what I found definitely in my more recent studies, or just the way that I've continued to deepen my personal experience with the human design system specifically. But even if people don't know that, it's my personal experience of just letting myself be my nature, and then continue experiment and discovery of what that is. And it's really actually been this mix, some days there's like, okay, I can feel the resistance. And then some days like, oh, this feels kind of nice. I love getting to know me in a different sort of way.
Right.
So it's
Well,
just
first,
been fun.
kudos for doing the work.
So I had
That's
a
really
wonderful
awesome.
experience yesterday where I was able to get some healing work done, and that doesn't change everything, but I was like, wow, I think something definitely happened. Something shifted.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes.
Right.
Right.
You never know after a session like what is going to occur and
Nope.
the opportunities that will be in front of you because you cleared the gunk away.
Right. And then the willingness to just let everything that doesn't serve me go.
Yeah.
Clean up. This was what there was I think it was a couple weeks ago in one of the shows where we were talking about, things come up in the now to be cleared. So you don't have to try to go on a witch hunt. Which
Right.
thing do I need to fix today? Do I need to dig in and unbury some more bones? And it's like, no, you know what? This thing came up pretty organic, an opportunity to get some things cleared. And so I love trusting that process. Trust the flow of the river.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact moment, what that looked like when I literally just surrendered and stopped fighting myself. Right. We have good days and bad days. There are days that I'm definitely not my friend. But more times than not, I am my biggest advocate. And it is all because of that moment, whenever that was, where I was like, okay, I give. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to fight this anymore. Let's do the thing. And
yes, for you, it's really good to let yourself be guided.
See, just so everyone knows, when Natalie does stuff like that, and she points out, oh, for you, it's because she's a human design facilitator. And so she has this ability to know people in such a unique way, and she knows me.
It's like, let yourself be guided.
She definitely knows me.
It's so enjoyable.
Human design is. And speaking of, you've just helped so many people with their design, and their lives have shifted, some slightly and some dramatically. And I just think the work you do is amazing. And I'm so grateful for the way you show up.
Oh, thank you. It's really, it has assisted me so much to be really clear and much more confident working with someone, each individual person, like that ability to work specifically with them.
Yeah.
I always had a knack. I remember years and years ago, I did some work with the Strengths Finder, which is it's still out there. They still sell the books, and it gave 34 strengths. And so it ranked these 34 strengths in 1 through 34 for each person.
Mhm.
And one of my top 5s was individuality. So I already had a sense of connecting with people as individuals. And I think this just continued to support that strength that I have.
Mm. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. Because you have this superpower. And it's just great. And I know anyone can learn human design and tap into it, but you definitely know the human design and you're definitely tapped into it.
Live it. I think that's part of like living it and studying it. But there's some people that do that, like with astrology and intuition, and there's lots of ways to do it. There's lots of ways of really just living it. There was a on my Zen-A-Day calendar the other day was, don't talk about your philosophy, embody it, like that. It was also that I have to shout out to my mom. My mom lived her personal religion and way of life. She just has always done that. And so my mom just modeled that for me. And I didn't really realize that until I was much older, that I had gotten that sort of live, even though my mother's way of living and my way of living are different. She did show me how to live it. Live it. Walk your talk. Because she always really did. So
that's a great example.
Props to my mama.
Yeah. Good job, Mama. Yay.
Yes. How's your week been?
How
to answer that?
I've had a great week. I've been very busy, and not in the sense like, busy like doing work to be busy, but I have been very busy.
Gainfully employed?
Yes, there we go. I think I was burning out a while ago, but then I had to do this last hurrah just to get ready with my Sacred Raven line, because all the summer places are opening and some carry my products, and I needed new product. And so a lot of production, a lot of physical labor, and that wears me out. But heart is like so grateful, right?
Oh, I am so excited about some of your new product. I do have to say.
Yeah, you got to test some yesterday.
I did, and I cannot wait to put some of that in my own house.
Yeah, good. Yeah, actually, I'll have it all up on the website hopefully by next week. It's all made and created. It's going to be in Vibes tomorrow, and at a boutique this weekend, and another one the weekend after. So it's just a lot of work. I'm grateful for it. I'm just at that point where, you have like all the work, you get it all done, and you're like, but I can't quite breathe yet because it's not all delivered. So I'm like almost there, almost at the end of it. And everyone's like, what are you going to do this long weekend? Nothing. I am not doing a thing.
You're like, I'm going to work to restore my batteries.
I'm going to sit on my patio with some iced tea and read some books that I've been holding on to for a while for future guests who want to be on the show. And I'm going to paint the front doors of my house. I'm going to hopefully have my feet up a lot.
Oh, that's a lovely.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure
but that's the beauty of it. And I'm
as
excited.
It unfolds, but there's not a big long to-do list.
No, I do cover the store this weekend. My employees aren't available, so I'll be working, but that's not really work. It is an obligation to be there and hold space in a time frame as far as the obligation goes. But outside of that, yeah.
Lovely.
Right? I'm excited.
I'll be in the store on Friday. I've got work to do.
I'll be there with you.
I'm excited about that. My work to do.
Yes, if you're local in the Ogden area, Ogden, Utah, Natalie teaches human design classes every other Friday. And get real with yourself with her partner Mandy,
Miss Mandy.
and they do amazing classes together and you alone. So good. You can learn more about those on vibeznow.com, VIBEZNOW.com. That is my healing center that I operate during the day.
I had some clients come in. So I work
happy
after
place.
hours with my clientele sometimes there.
Mhm.
And I had these clients walk in and they're like, oh, it smells so good.
I hear it all day. If people walk in, they're like, "Oh, it smells good in here."
I took note and I'm like, oh, if I want my house to smell similar, I need to burn incense all the time.
Yeah.
So I've definitely upped my burning of incense and it's lovely.
We're probably burning incense, a few times a day, probably not all day. I mean, it's a lot to breathe in, but it does smell good.
It does smell good. Yeah.
That would probably be one of our biggest compliments when someone walks in the door is, "Oh, it smells good and it feels good."
So you have to maintain your space. That's another thing I've learned by being around that is energetic clearing as well as housekeeping. Housekeeping is important, but energetic clearing is as well.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be complicated either, I've learned.
No, we're really good at overcomplicating everything as human beings.
The intention of just keeping it clean and letting everything that doesn't serve go
Yeah.
in our bodies, in our spaces, in our mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in all the places.
Right. Doesn't take all the bumps and problems because those are the places that we learn from in life is the struggles and the challenges. But the rest of it is it's definitely benefited by these particular habits that you can instill. And if you don't have them, then it can you can change that and
Yeah.
adjust.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of vibes, our guest tonight, I believe I met at Vibes the first time, but you've known him much longer.
Well, I think we have a mutual friend.
Yes. Who's
And
actually been on the show before.
oh, you can go back and find a show with Mary Carmen.
Yes. There's a show with Mary.
And so that's I don't remember when I met him.
Well, some time ago.
Yeah, some time ago.
Yeah. So he will visit us at Vibes and attend classes. And now he's selling his symbolic intuition cards there. And they are lovely. I've had these for a little bit before he actually put them out. He'll be teaching a class at Vibes as well. But for tonight, he's going to be our guest.
I'm excited to hear backstory and just deepening the conversation and understanding of how they came about and
yeah, because we haven't he talks about how a little bit, but we don't really know the full version.
No.
And that's what Soul Wanderings is all about. And also why he's here with us tonight. We are going to be opening up the phone lines, so take note of the number, which is 85 KGRA live. So that would be 855-472-5483. And I believe he's going to offer a reading to a caller. So we'll see
that
how
would
that
be
goes.
fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then I love playing with cards, just why I'm sitting here anyway. I have to be doing something. Sitting here for 2 hours is rough for me. It's a long time to sit still.
It actually is a long time to sit, just sit because we're just in front of the camera. It's
yeah,
it really is
yeah. So I have to be doing something, fidgeting, or I can't doodle while we talk, which is my favorite thing to do. But so I'm playing with Phil's cards. They're quite lovely. They're really pretty. This is the background of them. I guess I could just show they're all the same. And then we showed them last week. There's different colors and symbols. So they're fun. It's pretty neat. And they all mean something. it's just amazing that this all came out of his noggin, right?
Oh, I remember it was actually quite a few years ago. Before he had really this polished
Mm-hmm.
product that he did. He did readings with before he had written the book and all of
Mhm.
that, and it was like really fascinating how accurate
Mm-hmm.
they can be and insightful.
I got a reading over beer and tacos the first time.
That's right.
Taco Tuesdays.
There was this.
I don't know if I was drinking a beer, but I know that it was beer and taco night.
That local place we used to hang out quite a bit.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, so that's going to be neat. I'm really excited to get to know him better and dig deeper into these cards. I've been playing with them. I enjoy them. I can't believe how accurate they are, but like with any cards, I believe that they work off your energy, right? And these ones in particular um give you a deeper understanding and knowledge of yourself by digging deeper into the question or the experience. It's just like when you ever sit with someone and you give them an experience and they ask you a question and you have to think about it for a minute because you haven't looked at that experience in that way. So it's like a question to dig deeper into that experience. Then you answer it and then they ask you another question and you're like, huh, I haven't thought about that either. And so you dig deeper. I feel like these
Do that.
cards do that.
Ah, that's kind of insightful. I have not played with them as much as you. I don't utilize cards as much as people that I know do.
Mhm.
Although this conversation is like, I wonder if I could have that be a little bit more of a tool.
I think I played with these cards more than all except for one of my decks. There's one that I've used here on the show. They don't have words. They're just a symbol and a number.
Ah,
And I love those ones because I feel like they basically are intuition cards as well. You have to use your intuition on what the symbol means and how it feels and what it looks like. These are a little more specific, but it's still a deeper questioning. I like that.
Don't know how the technology works in these, but they're definitely
You can
some
tell
technology that works, and it's like, okay, that's helpful.
you can tell an engineer created these.
Yes, you can.
Isn't that the truth?
He definitely has that engineer mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I appreciate that. It's not the kind of mind I have.
Thank goodness some people have that sort of mind.
Yeah, thank goodness. We would all be, I don't know where.
Big shout out to engineers out there because they do create a lot of things that we utilize on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our technology, our mechanics, our cars.
Right.
Thank goodness someone understands that.
Thank goodness. Phil, if you're listening already, thank you.
Yes.
But we'll see you here in just a moment.
Right.
Do you have a nugget for us this week? Kind of putting that out there.
Yes, I was pondering that before I got in here, and I thought, oh, there's been some chats that were about it is what it is, but I think maybe we talked about that last week. I don't remember if we did. I love that phrase, though. It's been a love-hate relationship I've had with that phrase. It is what it is, and sometimes it could be taken as a sort of sarcastic thing. But one of the things I've really grown to understand is it's a lot of wise people. Oh, this is as I ramble on, I get to kind of so there's this Rodney Norman, someone that's on, like, you can watch videos of him, and he's this white-haired guy that kind of talks kind of slow, but he was talking about the meaning of life today. So watch this little video because I was just relaxing. It's one of my days off. And watching this video, and he said, the meaning of life. He said, there's a lot of intelligent people, more intelligent than you, that have been trying to figure this out through all the years, and they haven't figured it out either.
Amen to that.
It is what it is. So in life, sometimes it's just life.
It
It's
is what
for
it
the
is
living.
or what it isn't.
Right.
That's a nice nugget. Thanks, Natalie. And with that, we'll take our break. And when we return, we'll have our guest joining us. So stay close.
Hundreds of thousands of people have claimed contact. If you're met face to face with something so alien, that will change you. It changed me.
Strange things would happen. This was something that I kept buried for years.
On Saturday, April 29th, KGRA Digital Broadcasting and Virgil Films have partnered to bring you an event that could open your mind to new possibilities. Watch John Yost recount his story in his documentary Alien Abduction Answers. After the movie, participate in a live interactive panel where you can ask your questions in real time. You don't want to miss this event. Go to kgradb.com to claim your spot.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Soul Wanderings. I am AJ.
And I am Natalie.
And our guest will be here momentarily. We said right after the break, but just kidding.
Shortly after the break. It's live radio.
That's the fun of it. Yeah, some things just work out that way.
They do.
Yeah.
Let's see a card.
I was
about
going to
the
say
situation.
I could. Well, I feel really weird playing with Phil's cards without Phil.
He's late to the party.
He's late to the party. He always holds them in this way where he'll hold them like I can't even do it. I'm trying to do it on the camera. He'll go like this, and then where it stops, that's the card.
Wow.
Oh, and this card is courage. Huh. I know what that's for.
What's that card?
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah. Courage. What does courage mean to you?
That is such an interesting. I mean, I have these images flashing through my mind, like the Wizard of Oz and the lion and facing life. And we do hard things. I think that's what it is. Like the courage is to do. I see so much in everyday life. like everyday life. So that ability to do hard things.
Yeah.
It was, I was talking to, I have a client that's young. She's a teenager, and she got in some trouble at work because she was doing something that was like against the work rules. And she's like, I'm really nervous to have this. My boss says because she kind of knew it was going to be coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of these examples that when you're going to face, a confrontation or a difficult conversation's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
the ability to face it instead of, she's like, I think I just want to quit. And I said, no, it's all right. You'll just see what happens when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Life often puts those situations in our pathway,
Mm-hmm.
and then the courage to step in, even if it might be difficult or confrontation. Confrontation is really something.
You know what is interesting about that? And our guest is here, and I want to bring him on, but I just have to say, there have been so many times I've made myself more uncomfortable and had things more challenging in my life to make it easier on someone else. So I didn't have to have the confrontation.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when...
So then it is still confrontive in some way because it squeezes somewhere.
Right.
Instead of just being the courage to just go, okay, let's just have this difficult conversation.
Instead, I'm like, I'll just do it myself, and then I don't have to have the conversation.
There is this book or a series of books that's called Crucial Conversations, and they taught classes on that when I used to work for the Air Force, the local base here in Utah, and it was really actually beneficial. One of the little nuggets that I got from that was that if you take one of those difficult conversations and you just start out, well, this is going to be a difficult conversation for me. I'm uncomfortable, but I feel like we need to have something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It actually, because everybody is uncomfortable.
Right. And I've learned since then how to have the difficult conversations. And I unfortunately have them more often than I want to, because I'm in this place where that's part of my role. I don't know how else to explain it. I have to have these difficult conversations, but
I find
also go ahead.
I find that once you kind of step into that space, things crack open and shift. And
it always ends well, right? Because
so.
The intention going into it is never a negative one.
Right.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's have some good intentions and bring on our guest.
Yay.
So as we said earlier before the break, our good friend Phil Ross is joining us. He's a former Air Force engineer, and now he's focused solely on being truly helpful and of service to others. And he is the creator of Symbolic Intuition, the cards we've been sharing with you, which was developed to assist mankind in this quest. Hello, Phil. Welcome to Soul Wanderings. We can't hear you. You gotta unmute yourself. It's on the very bottom of the screen. Hit the unmute button. Oh, now you just muted yourself. It must be. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Come back to us. We're going to have one of those evenings.
Once we get the technical things.
Yeah, we have an awesome producer, Chanel. She's going to help him get through this experience, and he'll be joining us here in a moment. But
so you have, what's the next card? Let's try one more.
Oh my gosh.
It's just,
I'll just pull the card, but you tell me what your feel is on it.
Okay.
Your feelings. Your feelings are on it. I'm a little slow this evening. I'm just feeling it out. Oh, thought momentum.
Thought momentum?
Yeah, it is blue. So that means something, and Phil will explain that. But it's not green, it's not red, it's blue. It's like
thought momentum. Because I haven't read the background on it. I don't think that one's come up before.
Ooh.
But it does remind me of the concepts that I've studied over time, that our thoughts create the reality.
Mhm.
And so there's this patterning that happens from our thoughts. Reality is created. And so thought momentum reminds me of that.
Okay, that would be pretty accurate to what he has shared in the
Oh,
book.
wow.
He says thought momentum is the power that a thought accumulates as you focus more on it. The second you put your attention on something, it starts to gain momentum. The longer you focus your attention on it, the more power that it has.
Which can be wonderful
Mhm.
and also not wonderful, depending on the nature of the thoughts. I have found so much benefit in my personal life of really cleaning up my thought space. It's really reduced a lot of difficulty. I really have less tolerance for negative thoughts to hang out too long
Mhm.
in my space. It's just like, yep, that can't hang out.
Yeah.
It's gotten easier and easier the longer I've practiced that, the easier it is. And they just don't come in as much.
Mhm. It is a practice, and it is like strengthening a muscle. The more that you practice having that type of environment, the easier it is, and the
Yeah.
less tolerant you are of allowing it in your space.
It's true. One of the things that I have experienced working with different people is that, and I don't know if that's just an American thing, because I'm not really, I'm not familiar with a lot of other cultures. So I'm familiar with this culture, and I've lived in Utah for lots and lots of years. So America and Utah culture is we're impatient.
Mhm.
We don't like this concept of like having to practice things
It's true.
for a long period of time. So, let's start a meditation practice, and you're 7 minutes in, oh, I can't get this.
Mhm.
So we not really patient with it. And these things take time. Your current habits and ways of living took that long to instill, however long you've been,
Mhm.
however many years or months you've been practicing that particular thought pattern, took that long to make it that way. You have to be equally committed in the other direction to create this other way of being.
Facts. I love when you go off on a thought tangent. It's really good. I love the reminders each and every time.
So this thought momentum, one way or the other, wherever your attention goes,
Mhm.
energy flows.
Exactly.
It's just so very true.
It's true.
Yeah.
I notice in those times, like, I'm a fairly positive person and pretty easygoing. I'm just like, do, you're around me. But I notice I get kind of negative the more pain I'm in.
Well, I mean,
And I'm really working on that. I'm really working on that because
you're Wonder Woman, but really everybody has limits. Pain is one of those things. You're working on it.
I am. I mean, what else can you do? But the attitude I get about it sometimes,
Right.
I can't even stand being around myself. So there's that.
Oh, I can understand those times.
Mhm.
That was the worst headache I've ever had. I had after doing hot yoga. I did it once.
That's why I don't do hot
and
yoga.
never again. I won't try it again.
No. There's no way I could do a hot yoga. There's no way. That would kill me.
Yeah,
The heat is not good for me at all.
I'm not a fan.
It looks like they're still working on his connection, so he's going to be with us here in just a moment.
So the next phase of our discussion.
So, yeah, I mean, this is live radio, so here we are, unscripted. I was thinking about this earlier, and now I just drew my thought. My thought just went away. But when I was listening to this show, I've got to talk about this. This is such a great conversation. And now this is why I take notes in my phone.
So that you can
I can remember. I'm like, and now we're put on the spot and I don't recall what it was about. It was a consciousness conversation, but there was something specifically said in it, and I didn't jot it down. But what were you going to say?
Well, I was while you're lassoing that thought and bringing it back to you, because this is a little trick that I do sometimes, like take this little lasso in my mental mind and like throw it out if a thought escapes you and just start pulling on that rope. It's really amazing how that will work.
It works when I'm in one room and I have the thought and I leave to go tell someone in the other room and forget what I was going to say. So I go back to the room that I had the thought in, and then it comes back to me.
Then the thought is still there waiting to be
It's not
picked up.
working this time. I need to go back to the space that I was watching the video in, and then I'd be like, but I'm actually looking in my YouTube history because
so that you can be prompted.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things, this is about the pain. I had quite an experience. I did, I've talked before about this 10-day meditation retreat that I went on, but I also did this course that was MBSR, or mindfulness-based stress reduction. And it's based off of a course created by Jon Kabat-Zinn and his book, Full Catastrophe Living. And one of the things that I learned about pain and that was to go in to the pain, and that you find that pain is not a constant, but it has a sort of rhythm or pulse to it. And after learning that, when I've had like awful headaches when my body, when I have a headache, there's no thing that really cut it. You have to just spend the time like waiting it out. And I've used those techniques too. So it's like developing this relationship with the pain, and that's been beneficial for me. So I don't know if I can explain it really well, but there's this relationship with it. So it's not as much of a resistant, hate it kind of thing. It's more like, well, this is what it is. And so find the way through, but not out of avoidance. Going into the pain, there was at least insight that I gained during some of those experiences, even if it's insight like, I can't wait for this to get over.
Yeah. It's the same. Full disclosure, I'm like suffering from this killer headache right now. That's why I'm not my normal bubbly self.
Right.
And I'm doing everything I can, but I'm happy to be here. I'm not complaining.
No, you would never do that.
That's not true.
Well, not often.
But here we are. So that's why I'm just like, today. Anyway, I can't find the video, and that's fine. But
are we ready for Phil?
No, he's still. Someone wants to know what hot yoga is in the chat room.
Oh, Bikram yoga. So it's yoga. Well, my one experience that I had, I don't even know how many degrees that they do it, but they superheat the room, and it's also humid. And so you're doing yoga in a very hot room. So it actually increases the amount that you sweat, and some people love it. And it's detoxifying as well as doing the movements.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the heat in any situation. So when someone invited me to hot yoga, I'm like, that sounds like torture. Like, no, thank you.
Right. My friends were doing it. And so I did the whole routine. There's some things about yoga. I was telling this to someone yesterday. I said, well, I got there, and then there has to be like, I feel like there's the right clothes that you have to wear. You have to have the right clothes. And I didn't have any of those clothes. And so
yeah,
it's like a culture.
It is.
And I feel unfamiliar with the culture because it was first time that I'd ever really done yoga.
They're like, thank you. I'm with AJ. Yes. Team AJ, no heat.
I'm on that team too, after having done it once.
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
I'll often say, if everything goes smoothly, when things, let me put it this other way. When things don't go smoothly, makes a great story. So you have stories from those situations.
Definitely.
Experience is a powerful teacher.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
What are some other thoughts on consciousness? What do you know about
I don't
consciousness?
even know if it was, oh my gosh, this is what's frustrating is because my brain is not firing on all cylinders right now. And then I'm trying to think, do you think consciousness is the same as awareness? I'm just going to ask you that question first.
Well, I could see how they could be different. Because consciousness, there could be this consciousness. When you ask me that question, I'm like, oh, well, consciousness could be this field, the collective. And so I don't feel that's the same as awareness, where I would feel like awareness would be more individual.
Yeah.
As a level of knowing, being present.
Right. So like consciousness would be like being aware of something, and awareness would be like more of a knowledge of something. Probably.
Oh, I could see that. There is the level of consciousness the way you would be more aware. Yeah. And then there's these lots of different teachers.
So I feel like they're the same but different.
It's such a big concept and a big topic.
Well, let's talk about consciousness. Oh, it's the same but different. It's the end. Because there's like self-consciousness versus self-awareness, which is a whole other journey. Right?
That is. I was considering, I do a monthly coaching call, and so I need to submit my topic. So I was thinking about what in the world do I want to talk about in June? So I was thinking of the word knowledge, and it was in my mind, it was kind of falling apart. That knowledge, which has a K and then now. So I separated so I took the know part of it and dropped the K and then now, and then there's left with ledge. And then I was like, well, how do you stand on the ledge of this expanse in the now? Consciousness is like that.
That is pretty accurate.
Yes. So I might talk about knowledge next month.
You're welcome. I love that you just came up with the topic. That's so funny. And this is how wanderings go.
This is how wanderings go.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, if we were to have any conversation outside of the show without a mic in our face, it would be like this. It would be like this.
It is often like this.
It is.
And often over food.
Yeah, because I'm always cooking everyone food.
You're lovely that way. I have to say, you make the most beautiful salads. She's so artistic. One thing to...
I like eating salads, but I like them better when they look good.
They do. They're so pretty. And then she's like, okay, eat. And you're like, I don't even know what to do with that.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
It's so colorful.
Yeah, well, salads are supposed to be colorful.
It's definitely...
It's a rainbow, they say.
It is a rainbow of food.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Phil, but I can hear they're talking in there, figuring it out.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, they're figuring it out. So, I'm going to do this random thing.
Okay, let's do a random thing.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a topic and ask for your opinion on it.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Free will.
Free will. You know, I had this long-standing understanding of free will, and knowledge is always fluid. So I always thought, well, this Earth is a free will planet. So outside forces or negative forces or even positive forces can't impose on our free will. So it's one thing that I've always kind of understood.
Mm-hmm.
And then observing life, then you start to kind of understand that like there's a sort of like predestiny sort of flow to life. Like we maybe set things up before. So then that's like, but do we have free will? Can we really choose in the moment, or was it already been chosen? Because it's all now.
Exactly.
So that's been some more recent musings that I've had about free will is like, I don't know if we really have that much control. We like to think we have control.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like swimming in this ocean, just moving through space, encountering what's coming along the moving sidewalk anyway.
I did go to the planetarium over the weekend just to get out of the house, and we went for a little drive and ended up in Salt Lake, and we watched the first show that was showing when we walked in, and it was I don't remember the title, but the show is 40 minutes long, and it's about the creation of Earth and how it was formed. I call a bunch of bahooky. I don't believe in anything that they said how our Earth was created. I was like, what am I watching? What propaganda is this we're teaching our children?
What did they say?
Well, so it's very beautiful, right? Because you're watching it on this huge dome, like where you lay back and it's the stars and they're showing you constellations, and then the show starts, and there was this big burst in the Milky Way, and a little rock ended up becoming Earth, and it just shows all the steps along the way on how it was created. And I'm just like, and then how did we end up here on this little rock flying through space that was created in a explosion of stars and another planet? I forget the planet, and I'm sure people will know that, but there's supposedly some planet hit Earth, which then created the water on Earth and this and that and the other. And I was just like, I cannot believe I'm sitting through this, and this is what they're teaching our children. Not that I know what happened, it just didn't feel right. I mean, for all I know, the world is flat. That's up for debate too. So, but our guest is ready. So,
one of these times will be.
Actually, we'll just bring him on after the first break because we have 2 minutes till the break. So we'll get him the second hour, you guys. Sorry about
that. That flat Earth thing. I've not really watched a lot of things on that. I just am not sure. I was watching.
I'm not sure either, and I'm not sure if it's round. So.
How do you know?
How do you know? That's the thing. How do you know?
I was watching some chatter on Facebook where someone said satellites aren't real.
Oh, because of the latest thing that's been happening this week.
What is that?
I know who said that post.
Well, I'm sure that we have similar, but
yeah.
But what's the latest? What is the latest thing on these?
I didn't read the full article, but something about it's government stuff. Using satellite phones for emergency something or other. I honestly didn't pay that much attention. When I saw it come across my feed, I was just like, oh, political BS. I don't really want to spend my time reading this. You know what I mean? But I haven't read the Bible all the way through. There is, and don't quote me because I don't have it memorized by any means, but there's a part, if not several parts in the Bible that says the four corners of the earth.
That's true.
And so that right there should be proof that the world is flat. No,
I see.
I'm totally kidding. I don't want anyone emailing me
that
I'm a flat earther. But I'm not against that either because they have some very valid points in what they share, what they say. Like sometimes I'm like, maybe they're onto something.
I think that's the I kind of links into that concept of knowledge and how do you really know?
How
So
do we know?
it's all an exploration.
And how do we know space isn't just part of the atmosphere under the dome we're living in?
It's the Truman Show.
Like, you know what I mean? You just never know. We don't know. That's
Nope.
the thing, is we just don't know. But we do know that it's break time. So let's have
It
a
is.
break. And our guest is so ready to be with us now. So we'll bring him on just right after this. We'll be right back.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration. And Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee. And you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. I was looking at the wrong screen. Hi. We are just having this night tonight.
It's live.
Hey, yeah, normally we're more put together, but hi, guys. Welcome. This is AJ, and you are
Natalie.
And we are your host of Soul Wanderings. And tonight we have our guest, Philip, who we've already introduced. So why don't we just bring him on? Hi, Phil. Oh my gosh, we can't hear you. It's still not working. See, he showed up for us, but we're just having technical difficulties.
And maybe not the proper mic or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we might just have to reschedule Phil. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna have a show with just a half an hour with him, I don't know. I don't know what his issue, what's going on. So, with that being said,
I may have to loan him the equipment I had so that when I would do the shows before, having a mic, it does help to have a mic. But
yeah, no, I don't think it's the mic. There's probably a button, just as simple as that needs to be pushed, and we don't know what button that is. So, I'm going to continue to ask you questions because this is fun. And
I like it.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay. I'm just like randomly, I literally went to a dictionary. I'm just looking at words to
Okay.
inspire questions. Because that's how I work sometimes.
I love it.
So everyone, you're just going to have to roll with us. We're going to have to reschedule Phil. I'm pretty sure that's what is going to happen. So if you were here to see him, our apologies. You'll have to watch on our social media when we have him back. I'm not sure. This has been a year of trials with guests. I've decided I haven't had this many issues with guests in the whole 6.5 years that I've had the show. This has been a year that there's been several things.
Well, I'm happy that I'm here co-hosting with you because it allows a different show than if you're just talking yourself and you don't have a guest tab.
Yeah, I mean, they can try. I don't know what's going on back there. So they may keep trying. We may get a minute with them and then we can bring it back later. I know that people came here to learn about him and his cards and possibly have a reading. So I think that they'll see what they can do with that.
And we'll do the show.
Yeah, I mean, we can only do what we can do.
Right.
So in your life, when things have gotten hard, because things get hard, I'm not a fan of the word hard. I don't normally say hard. I'm saying that as someone who understands the word hard.
Sure.
I say challenging. Hard is hard, like it's impossible. Challenging is doable. That's just my vocabulary, what has worked for me. But what's one thing that you have consistently leaned on during times of challenges that has gotten you through?
So I've always known that life means something. I really don't think I've ever deeply struggled with purposelessness. And so I think that there's just this long-standing or deep understanding that life has meaning.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've always leaned on. And at some difficult times when life was, like I say, my personal apocalypse, I would even tell myself that I don't know what it means. I just know that it means something. And that for me was it was a rock.
Yeah.
That just kept me. That's like, just means something. I don't know. And the willingness to not know was actually, it's freeing to not know, to have that. It's like, I don't know. Discover it.
Yeah, I like that.
What about you?
Mine is probably my stubbornness. I just refuse to give up. I don't know when enough is enough. And it's in my human design, actually.
Yes, you don't know.
I just don't know when enough is enough. And so if I get told no, there's times where I'll be like, okay, like it's just not that important to me. But during my own personal challenges, I just don't ever want to look back and say I didn't try hard enough. I didn't do enough. Right? Because we have this opportunity in life where we just have this one opportunity in life.
Yeah.
And so what do you do with it?
It's,
you know what I mean?
Show up.
So I don't have something specific that I lean on or use as a tool or a practice. Mine is just persistence and stubbornness, I'm pretty sure.
That's a tool or practice.
I mean, or torture. I'm not sure which one.
Well, what's the other option? There's like this part of it that's like, well, I mean, if you get up or give up, then it's like, oh, you go to sleep and then you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
This is one thing I've worked for quite a few years. I've been regularly visiting some independent senior living places.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nursing homes. These people are vibrant and still healthy. And I don't know that there's any one secret to a long life. It's the fact that you wake up every day into your 90s or more. There's all rhymes or reasons of people at various ages, and I just noticed that they just have not stopped living because their body just, they wake up every morning.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
It's not promised, but when we wake up in the morning, then we're like, oh, here I am another day.
I had a very short conversation with my sister, and she doesn't answer her phone. This is all by text. She's one of those she's one of those humans. So it was very short, but we were talking about our parents, how they're getting older, right? And how they've just shifted in their personality or their behaviors. And we realized like they're not the parents we grew up with anymore. They're older. And how time has just gone by so quickly, how fleeting life is and how fragile life is, and how it just changes just like that. Like we were just kids and now we're not. I mean, she has 3 kids of her own and I've got a grandbaby and life has moved on, but it just seems like at the same time it hasn't. You know what I mean?
I think there is that aspect of where we are inside of us sort of timeless. Like if you ever have, in conversations, it's like, well, how old do you feel on the inside? The body is this many years old, but most people are like, my inside doesn't feel the age of my body because inside our soul is essentially timeless. If we don't die and there's no death, then we're timeless on the inside and we don't really age in there. We just have this experience where the vehicle, the body, goes through that mileage and different things like that.
Yeah. Mine is way past my over. I've driven way too many miles for my age. It's true.
So I think about, you were thinking about your parents, and my dad has died and my mom is still alive, but both my parents, workers, they just are. And my dad worked up until he couldn't anymore. And physically he was not able to, but that was in his 70s. I think some out of necessity, because my dad was in a small company, so he didn't have that sort of annuity kind of a thing, but also because I think it kept him vibrant. And my mom too. My mom's in her 80s and still working, and she's talking about not working this year, but I'm not sure if she wants to, or I think she wants to. I just don't know if she knows what she'll do. It's interesting to watch my parents to just keep going. And even my mom, if she isn't actually going to like a job, because she didn't start working till later in life, she's just always going. That woman just can't sit still.
Dang.
I remember even growing up, the moment she sat, which after a day of just going, she raised a lot of kids. There was a lot of us. And she's like, she'd sit down on the couch and fall asleep. Run herself out every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I sit down at night. I'm done. When I stop, I'm done. I think that's why sitting here for 2 hours is so challenging, because then I'm like, I'm going home and going to bed.
It's not the norm.
Where do you think humans will be in 1,000 years?
Oh my gosh, I have no way to even comprehend, because I've studied various things. I'm curious about the next 5 years.
Yeah. That's why I just threw out 1,000 years.
I'm like, I don't even know 1,000. I'm curious about like what's happening in the next 5 years. There's lots of conversations and a lot of evidence that we're undergoing a big shift, a major shift right now. So
what do you mean when you say a major shift right now?
Well,
a shift in what?
Well, I've studied some
awareness, consciousness.
Well, there's awareness, consciousness, even biologically. It's a sort of mutative sort of of time, and even if we're so we have a lot of technology, and we have a lot of combination of our humanness and technology. So in one of my groups the other day, they were talking about knee replacements. And one lady said, well, you still have shoulders that could be replaced. And so one of the comments that came up was like, my neighbors had knees and hips and shoulders replaced. So we have this integration of this technology. And I remember way back when this was like new, or going to become robots. But really, there are this is very mainstream now to have complete knee replacements. They take your leg off and put it back on.
That's how they do it?
Well, when they have a complete knee replacement.
That literally made my stomach turn.
Yes. Well, I don't know the complete details, but when it's a complete knee replacement, there's an absolute severing of that bone to bone. And it's hardware.
Unreal.
That's put in there. So there's this mutation process even happening with that, as far as robotics and that kind of stuff is just people just don't even think about it. Now, I know that within the way that we, in our collective circle, we tend to look to every other alternative to heal a body
first
before you have to go through that kind of thing. But a lot of people just be like, that's what I'm going to have to do.
That's crazy to me.
I know. There was this discussion the other day. Tell me what you think about arthritis. What do you know about arthritis and healing it, or
I'm
not
actually
healing it?
working through that right now.
Yeah.
Because I had some x-rays done. And I have arthritis in my body, in my back, all up and down my back and in my hands. I think it's stuck energy.
Well, that's what I tend to say. I will tend to ask people, if they say arthritis, do you swallow your emotions? Do you suppress your emotions, the expression of it? Then, this is a theory. Everything is a theory. Is that it drives that stuck energy, stuck emotional energy?
That's what I feel. But also, that's what I feel like my diagnosis of MS is. It really is energy. I really have something going on inside of my body, which I have yet to find out where that is created to heal, because I really do feel like I could heal my body if I just have the right tools and the right healing process. I just haven't found the spot yet. I haven't found where it originated from. And so I think arthritis, I think most things would be the same. I feel like everything in our body is related to some type of emotion or lack of emotion. I've been notorious for holding my feelings in most of my life.
They go somewhere.
Well, yeah, they definitely do. And it's not that I haven't wanted to talk about them. I just never knew that was a thing most of my life.
Right.
It was conditioning. And then when I learned to talk about them, then it's amazing how all of these things started happening to my body. And so we just need to work on clearing that.
Yeah. And knowing you the way that I know you, it's an exploration and investigation, and the world will be benefited by your explorations.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I look forward to a day that I move with ease and grace.
I do too for you.
It will be amazing when it happens.
Yes.
Let me think of another question. Okay, what about dreams? Where do you think they come from? I'm random.
It just makes me smile.
This is what happens when we don't have a guest.
I like the randomness. It just makes me smile because I had some of that, some energy work done yesterday, and I had quite vivid dreams about lots of people from my past and stuff. So, dreams that here's one that our psyche is working things out. So in my own personal experience throughout my life, and I've actually had some lucid dreams. So I've actually had dreams where I've been awake and I've been able to do things. I haven't had a flying dream for a long time, but I used to have flying dreams and I would be able to navigate, and I was aware in them. There was also an understanding that dreams are a way of working the psyche out. So issues or things within your everyday life that you can't work out will sometimes be worked out in the dreamscape. But then there's dreams like last night. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that was just some residual from going backwards in my life and doing some healing, that I was connecting with people that have been in my life. And they were in my dreams. One person had died, and that man, but he visits me from time to time. And it's not someone I would have thought would visit me, but I felt his presence just multiple times after he died. But where do you think dreams come from?
You know what? I've thought about this quite a bit, actually. And I wonder, I don't even know if we'll ever know, but I dream a lot. And usually the dreams that I have are messages. And so I'll have a dream throughout the night. And then the next morning, I'll think about the people who were in my dreams. And some people I know, and some people I don't. But the people I know will actually end up coming around me within the day or two. Or having some kind of interaction with me, phone, text. I'll see them. They're like little messages of people who are going to be coming back into my awareness, if you will. But then also, I know I travel at night. It's a fact. I go places. I'm doing some work, and at first, when this was something that was happening, I just really thought, I'm crazy. They're just dreams. But I realized the more of the work that I'm doing, especially, you could call it spiritual, woo-woo, metaphysical, whatever. But the more awareness I have about the places I go, the more real it is to me that I've even been there before. And they're nothing specific. And I don't always remember the details of them when I wake up. Right when I wake up, I'm like, whoa. And I remember, but within moments even, you start losing the details.
Right.
And I don't think I meant to remember, but there are many times where I wake up and I'm not quite in my body. I haven't quite returned to myself. And I think we've talked about that in past shows where I've had to ask, hey, you
come back.
I've had to ask my soul to come back to my body, because I'll go throughout my day and be just not connected and not present. And then there are other times where I'm just super exhausted, I hadn't even slept at all.
Oh.
So I was up all night, and then also the levels of pain that I receive, I've been told in readings, and I might have shared this before with you or even on the show, that the reason why I'm having so much pain is to keep me in my body. It is to keep me present in my body. And these are people who didn't even understand what I was experiencing. So when I receive those messages and they're telling me that, are you in a lot of pain? Because I feel like the amount of pain you're in is a reason to keep you anchored into your body. So you're not just up in the ethers all the time. And I was like, I really resonate with that.
But you would want to go to the ethers.
I would. I'm so done being a human. We all know this by now. It's just who signed up for this?
Well, it's this earth. It's dense. It's,
I'm
this
like, one last time. Okay, one more time. And then I'm doing it and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I thought I should have said no.
I should have.
I remember a detail from the dream that I had, whether it was last night or early this morning, which was being overly responsible for people.
Oh my gosh.
I was assisting someone, and there was this aspect of me being an observer in this and watching myself like trying to help someone in a situation where I probably didn't need to be helping, but I was.
You felt like it.
Yeah. So maybe it was just an additional message of it's okay if people handle their stuff. I don't need to be in the situation. I don't know. Maybe they're just entertainment too. Just our mind just playing with itself too. Having visualizations.
Yeah. Oh, looks like they worked on Phil and he'll be able. Let's try it one more time.
Yeah, let's see if
he can join us one more time.
Okay.
Bring him on. Hi, Phil. No, we're going to have to reschedule you, friend. It's just not working.
Oh, he says what? Oh. We heard a little click.
We heard a click like you were going to come on. But
yeah. Oh.
No, sorry. We're going to have to reschedule him, it looks like.
The trial and error process.
Yeah.
I feel for him because I know he was excited to do the show.
I know he was,
and
so
he's
excited.
Probably going through something. They're going,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So my producer's awesome. She knows the headphones are hurting me. She's gonna hook me up with some other headphones. The joys of having an awesome headache.
Oh yes. So what's the next question? Give me a question while she takes care of you.
What about, so we talk about spirituality on the show a lot, and we talk about all the ways to heal and grow and whatever. So what does spiritual growth mean to you?
Well, let's see if I can answer this in a fairly simple way, but I feel like spiritual growth is a reduction of resistance in life. So here we are. I will say this often, and I really believe it. We're in a human body, and there's a significance of having this human experience. So where we have this soul, this spirit, we are in this body having a human experience. So it's not about being a spirit while we're here or being deeply connected. We can be connected to spirit, but that's not the point. Really, it's about having this human experience. So spiritual growth is the ability to stay connected to this consciousness or this higher point of view, even if we wanted to go like at an altitude to have an overarching view, but still to be having a human experience. So that's the way I see spirituality. It's an assistance while we're having human. So, and we've even heard with different guests and different guests that say that the expansion happens as we embodied expand. So it's this opportunity to grow over here in a human body, facing it, having courage, working the thought field.
I like that.
What about you?
Oh, I resonate with that. Yeah, I definitely like that.
There's so many people that I will watch, and some dear friends of mine that I love, that I'll just smile at them and say, you're having your human time.
I was just reading the comments.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like we will reschedule with Phil. Okay. Boo. Next time. I have a date coming up soon that someone rescheduled from, so we'll get him in next time. Sorry, everyone. We do what we can do.
Things happen.
I know you're not all spiritual woo woo. You're more like I am, more practical, more realist.
Very grounded.
Yes. Yes, I would say that. But we're surrounded by a lot of people who are I don't say woo woo in a disrespectful way,
No.
but they are woo woo.
Right.
Like everything they do is a little woo. I mean, it's out there
Yes.
in the way of the norm, quote unquote, right? But even still, I would consider you to have a personal relationship with the divine,
Mm-hmm.
even knowing that you're not all woo woo.
No.
What does that look like for you?
It's all God. I feel like I am confident that I don't have it on any sort of lock, but I know throughout, especially the work that I do, my work is with the people that are alive, but they're in the really dark times of their life. The work with grief. And so I've really come to this understanding it's all God, all of it. And that is, it really helps me because there's times where I don't know how it's all in divine order. That's my relationship with the divine. Everything is in divine order.
Always.
Always. And so if that is a capital T truth, it's a capital T truth, then surrendering to that, even when it's really hard things. I remember one time, now this is hard. So when I was working up on the Air Force Base here, I did this job that was like peer-to-peer support. So within one of my organizations, there was a murder-suicide. So the woman that was in my organization was murdered, and her husband, who worked up on base but in another organization, killed himself. That was profound.
I can imagine.
Profound. And then the fallout from that and some of the behind the scenes information that I kind of learned about, it just really helps navigate those things when you understand that there is some order to it. So if I have to tell myself a story, I might as well tell myself those stories.
You're smiling. Not everyone can see your cute face, but I can. So what ways do you or do you have any practices? How do you connect to that energy, that resource, the divine, or to God, or how do you have that connection?
I feel like it's just kind of always connected. Maybe it's because I've like steeped in it. After I did that 10-day Vipassana, which is Buddhist, and Buddhism, I didn't really understand. I got a lot of teachings from that 10-day retreat. And I hadn't really understand Buddhism. I grew up LDS, and so that was my background, my religious background. But after learning that, I learned so much about just being in life and non-clinging. So this non-attachment that is a core concept of Buddhism really helped me. And that just from that 10-day retreat experience and those teachings, that's kind of infiltrated a lot of ways of being in my life and the mindfulness that I learned after that. So I feel like through that, I just stay connected. I really don't have like like a very specific, like I've got to wake up and I need to meditate.
You don't have a routine.
I don't have something like that. But I do feel like after learning that and learning some mindfulness, specific mindfulness stuff that wasn't Buddhist, but that mindfulness stress, the MBSR technique that is just mindful living, that I really worked and integrated that. And so through that, I feel like I stay pretty connected. I think in addition to the work that I do.
I like that.
Maybe I have difficult unplugging.
Yeah.
That may be a different problem.
Yeah, I could see that.
Where I just am always on, where maybe I need to like be off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I feel that way also. We've talked about in the past having a referring to a graph of sorts, like love being on the high vibe side and like hate being on the low vibe side, and all the emotions in between. You're in line with that, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
How do we let go of more of those lower vibrational energies like resentment or anger, and be more on the other end of that spectrum where there's the happiness and joy and love and things like that?
So I'm going to give you two answers. How about that? I have two different responses.
Yeah, I mean, tonight it's the Natalie show.
I didn't know.
It's what it's turned into.
It's kind of fun. I'm having fun. Okay, so the first answer to that is one very easy way to shift out of a low vibration is to shift to neutral. So if you consider driving a car and you shift into neutral, you coast.
Right, but how do you just shift to neutral?
Pretend that you don't care.
Oh.
Just pretend for a minute that you have no opinion about it. So instead of having such a solid, rigid opinion or point of view or perspective on it, pretend you don't care. Just, and people are like, well, I can't. And it's like, just pretend. We all can pretend for an instant. What if you really didn't care?
Yeah. What if?
Yeah, neutral. It's actually in this. So there has been a lot of work. What was it? Power versus Force is one of the books that's out there where there was actually a scale of frequencies, and it's referred to as the map of consciousness. And if you look at that, neutral is actually a higher vibration than, so it's one
going to be a higher vibration than the lower vibrations for sure.
Correct. So if you can shift to neutral, that's one way. So people may be surprised that actually having no opinion is even then trying to be happy. Another aspect of that is it's not easy to go from a very more dense vibration all the way to happy. It's too big of a shift. It's not that doesn't
it's
even
unrealistic.
Make sense. Right.
Yeah. If it's authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
So being able to just step towards that is helpful. It's smaller steps versus big leaps. Now, another thing that so my second answer to that is life is peaks and valleys.
Yes.
So it's all of it. It's this full spectrum of emotions or frequencies. It's a full spectrum. So I don't find that it's about all getting to bliss or all getting to happiness. There's this natural waveform in life. And so it's the lower vibrations, if we want to say that, dense experiences and higher vibrations. It's both. So I find that when people study spirituality, they're all about getting away from the dense vibrations, but that's an aspect of this consciousness field and expansion.
And people get stuck in that it has to be all that or nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they go on this quest for happiness which is its own sort of maybe it's not a negative thing, but it often can be just as it's just as challenging. Like, go for happy,
Right. Yeah.
and I don't find that that's actually what it's about. How can you be in whatever experience you're in with less resistance? You find that when you take the path of least resistance, so if you don't really understand what that is, of like, what's the path of least resistance, then you start to pay attention. So earlier you talked about consciousness and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied some teachings. It was Gurdjieff was the teacher's name. These teachings. He was a lecturer in the late 1800s, I think, early 1900s. Teachings of Gurdjieff. And he purported that we are so mechanical, humans are so mechanical, we do not have the ability to shift until we raise our awareness.
Right.
So you have to so there's this sense of paying attention and noticing, notice, without trying to shift anything. So you just notice. So if you notice the anger versus trying to change the anger, just notice.
Just give it an awareness.
Just notice.
Mm-hmm.
You notice. And then out of that comes sometimes it can become a pattern of awareness. You can start actually maybe understanding what a trigger could be. Where's that button that's yours that gets pushed? And as you notice those things and you raise that awareness, then shift can start to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people try to shift right out automatic, but we're so mechanical and we're so ingrained, we just go right back to those patterns.
Yeah, it's true. And it's so easy to fall back into old patterns of behavior.
Right.
Because you think you're going to be comfortable there, but it's not comfortable.
No.
It creates more uncomfortable.
Yes, it does. But even being uncomfortable, I don't know. There's been lots of times in my life I had no idea what to even do, though, to make it different. So I think some of that is conditioning that we're just not even aware of, that we're deeply conditioned. What programs us? We don't even know. We don't always know what it is that's conditioning us either.
Right. Right. Or that we're even being conditioned.
Right.
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 Because I've been around people lately who are completely oblivious. Not that the way that I say things is right and the way they say things is wrong.
Right.
But they don't have the awareness that I have.
Right.
And serious compassion for them. It's also challenging to witness that because you want so much more for them.
Right.
But in that case, if someone's completely unaware, what can you do? What do you do?
You love them where they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the challenge for people that feel a lot of times people will go on these paths of enlightenment or awakening. And sometimes it can really be an ego trip where they're like, I'm so enlightened. Everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
But then they become judgmental because they don't always meet people everyone where they are.
Right.
Like everybody is just where they are.
Right. I think that's been one of the biggest challenges for me. So I haven't always lived like this. I didn't even believe in a higher power until my NDE, where I was shown quite differently. And even after that, it took me some time to understand what it was I went through, right? So learning about life with a different lens has been quite a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't necessarily, I guess everything is a choice at the end of the day, but it wasn't necessarily a choice. It was What would be a good word to describe that? It was all the words right there. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on because I've lost that, but I don't have another choice in my opinion. Like now that I know, I cannot unknow.
Correct.
And I think that was part of what my experience was when I had my NDE,
Right.
was to change the course of my direction. Because at the time I was not in a good place, and I wasn't. That's a whole other story. The fact that I had that woke me up to such a new world and such a new belief that I'm still piecing together. But in doing that, in what I learned about the vibration of love, I had never known that concept at all. I had never quite understood anything about love and what that looked like in a human sense, let alone a spiritual sense. And so, like, going into the world with this different colored lens was quite amazing. And I feel like not everyone needs to go out and have an NDE by any means, but I feel like when you have such a big experience in your life and it changes the course of your direction, that's when things become more real. Like you can't unlearn.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And not that everyone needs that to come into this awareness.
Right.
But the fact that everyone goes through trials and it changes them.
Right.
That right there is proof that we are meant to know the greater good of what our purpose is here, what our existence looks like and feels like, or we wouldn't go through those experiences.
Right.
But going back to the choice, like we still have a choice what we do with that information once we receive it.
Yes.
And there's some people who do nothing with it.
Right.
And then they just exist through this life.
And that is evidently okay too.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like there's no judgment from where I'm at, what I'm saying. But once you get on the other side of things, you have all of these questions. And then it becomes a never ending search for answers, in my opinion. Like I saw what I saw. I experienced what I experienced. But now I have more questions than I ever did before. And I love that. I love that part of the human experiences because we get to have like this opportunity to ask a million questions. We might not always get the answer, but it's really neat.
Well, it's part of that, right?
It's part of connecting and learning about all of the woo-woo.
Right.
Or whatever it is. And I think it's really neat. I had a relative and by marriage post something on Facebook the other day. She's found God. And she's very vocal in her posts about it. And I love it. I think it's beautiful. But she had made a post about some people find God through religion and some people find God through tarot and crystals. And which one is right and which one is wrong? Or are they all the same, right? But the way that she worded it made me feel like she was saying like her way.
Oh,
not that it was the right way, but
it was more correct than not correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, we go to that. That takes us to the topic of religion and spirituality. And how are they different from one another?
All roads lead to Rome, as they say. Whatever is working for the individual, they're all, to say, I really do appreciate the perspective that it's all God or all the universe or all of that. It's all, so it's what works for a person because all of it can be expansive.
Right.
And like what you were talking about earlier, people are within their paradigm. That is probably a shift for that person. that you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
that's an expansion moment for that person.
Mm-hmm.
So that person is in that moment of their expansion. A religion may be the expansion point that they're at.
Mm-hmm.
And so that still is expansive.
Right.
It's there all whichever roads, because that can be just as beneficial to the collective as others.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it also can become an example of if she shows up in a religious sort of way, it can deepen your connection to what you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go to crystals and tarot for my answers by any means.
Right.
I appreciate them as tools.
Right. But she
into
doesn't
my
know
own
that.
intuition.
Right.
But everyone's on a different journey.
Right. A lot of times people, if they have, let's say if that was a sort of judgment against crystals and tarot, people don't have experiences with them.
Yeah. Well, and they have a negative connotation, I
Right.
believe. So it's all good. I mean, I'm not holding on to it.
Right. Right.
It was
right.
just an observation.
That's correct.
I'm asking you all the questions. Do you have any questions?
Well, this was something that came up recently about when you have, like, sometimes we can be in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I've had what I would say was a box shatter before in my life. And there are sometimes people, when they're stepping on a path of growth, their box is going to shatter.
Right.
And there's fallout from that. So after your, not that I want to talk about your indie specifically, but what was some of the things that sort of fell apart for you when you had that big paradigm shift?
My whole life? No, really.
Like, really?
My whole life.
Yeah. So when someone steps on to a path, particularly spiritual growth, often their whole life falls apart.
Yeah, mine literally fell apart.
And I don't know if everybody's, well, there's no way to really get ready for that, is there?
How could you prepare for something like that? I don't see how you could.
No. This often comes up as far as, like, people feel like they get prepared for a loved one to die.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, I was prepared, especially if a loved one has like an illness where they know death is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So death is instead of a sudden loss, but death is coming. People like, we talked about it and we felt prepared. And then the person dies. And then the person left alive goes, I didn't know it was going to be like this. So it's
right.
It's a death of something when you wake up. If that word is often used, we woke up. You wake up. You wake up to a different paradigm, to a different level, or a different way of seeing things.
Mm-hmm.
And then things do fall apart.
Absolutely. But just like you've said before, there's mess in the message. And that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
It was completely messy.
Yeah.
But the lesson and the lessons I'm still learning from that experience are so ginormous.
I think it's supposed to be messy here. I just have this idea that we come here and in some way it's fun. It's a playground. It's school.
Right.
When we get in,
all supposed to be heavy.
No,
we are supposed to have fun, believe it or not.
Well, I'm also thinking that maybe it's a fun experience to create an experience and come. Let's just tell a story like when we were spirit and we planned to have a grand adventure.
Come to Earth, it will be fun.
Then we just shot down this tube.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we opt to come back. Crazy, right?
We're going to do it over and over and over and over.
No, you're going to do it over and over. This is my last time.
She's like, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
I don't know how clear I can make that. Done. No more human for me.
She's like, I'll go do something else. I'll be a fish.
In the ocean.
Right.
Where other fish don't eat me.
She's like, I'm going to be a big fish.
I'm going to be a mermaid fish. Yes, please sign me up.
It's fun to consider.
Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap tonight with our unexpected journey together?
Oh, one of the things I really learned about being really mindful and meditation, I really got a different grasp. I literally did that Vipassana, which is a very specific, structured meditation technique, and I did not carry that into my life. But I have discovered that you can be meditative in life things. So you can be very mindful and meditative washing dishes, mowing the lawn, doing housework, walking. That's very, very meditative because it just brings you fully into the body and fully present.
Right.
So it really doesn't have to be complicated.
No.
I think the concept is really being mindful. The more you practice being mindful, the less you'll lose your keys. That's practical.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's so good.
I think that's my
Your
thought.
Final thoughts. Well, thank you for sharing. It's been fun.
Oh,
It's been fun and spontaneous and random. And for those of you who came to Soul Wander with us tonight to meet Phil, our apologies. We'll get him back on here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
If he's available. He will be. He wants to hang out with us too. And
we'll troubleshoot it all before it gets that last moment.
Right. Yes. If you guys want to know who is up and coming on Soul Wanderings, just visit soulwanderings.com. We have our social media links there that you can click on. That's where we post all of our show announcements for the week every Monday. So you'll know what's going on for Wednesday. It's another thing I do.
You are, yes.
I try to stay on top of it, but yeah, we're definitely sharing all of the time. And if you guys have any guest requests or you would like to be a guest yourself, when you're on soulwanderings.com, scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll be able to contact us there through the inquiry form or at connect@soulwanderings.com. Thanks, Natalie.
Oh, thank you.
And thanks to
AJ.
all the listeners for hanging out with us, even though we rolled with some punches. And we're just so grateful that you decided to stick around as we just kind of
wander through and
play
it by ear. I love the questions. They were lovely. I've actually liked this question and answer format. Works,
okay. Well,
works for me.
Great answers. Great answers. Until next week, everyone, be good to yourself and be good to each other. And we'll see you then. Good night.
Have a good one.